Are we lying to people?
Well, I'm sorry. Look, let's be honest. We all want to look our best, and I think it's. I mean, look at the lighting today. You know, you always want to have the best lighting, the right angle.
You do want the best
and
lighting.
you know, we've got two of the biggest shows on the telly at the minute. I know the judges go mad and spend fortunes on the lighting, and it's just people wanting to look their best. And I know, you know, technology's just improved really. I mean, my father was in filming, was a photographer, and it was all about the lighting and the filters back then in the 60s.
But don't you think that people should be told? So yes, we all want to look good, and okay, we might all put a filter on, but at least if we say, look, I've put a filter on, this isn't what I look like in real life.
It's the same as people putting, maybe wearing padded bras or wearing Spanx to improve their body, to pull their stomach in.
Is it the same? Well, I just wonder, if you put on body-shaping underwear or you're wearing makeup, that's something that anybody could do if they wanted to maybe, you know, look a little bit like you. But if you're using digital effects to lengthen your legs, to change your features, that's a completely different thing, isn't it? And shouldn't we be honest at least about that? Because that's actually, you've just digitally created a picture of yourself.
Well, yeah, I think there's, I mean, look, let's be honest. As I said, the celebrity world as it is today, we have the Kardashians, all these celebrities on the front covers of every paper, and you know what? They sell, but does it...
So does body positive campaigns. Loose Women recently did body stories, and that was one of the biggest things that they ever did. It was incredible. It empowered people. So people do want to see people embracing and being honest about their bodies.
I agree with you, Stacey, but also, on the other hand, eating disorders have been around a lot longer than all these apps. They've, you know, and I know a lot about this, and I think to say you've got to blame all of this sort of eating disorders and people that have got anorexia and are suffering with that on these apps is around, because it's been around for a lot longer and there are much deeper issues.
It has got worse. In the Childline have released the figures today to say that it has got dramatically worse.
Do you know, I wonder, Stacey, whether we just have to be, you know, even if we don't have a law and we don't have an obligation, just remind children, teenagers, you will not look, this is what I always say to people, and if I do a photo shoot, I just say, you will not look like the girl in the magazine because the girl in the magazine doesn't look like the girl in the magazine.
All right, so Lizzie, we have had this in the media and in magazines and on telly for a really long time, but social media is supposed to be something that is honest and is a part of you. Young people need to know that social media is also an advertising platform and a business, and where that is happening, there is airbrushing and filters and things aren't real.
So when you put your posts out, Stacey, you put pictures of you or the girls, or you're interviewing someone, or you're with your family, whatever, will you always say this is a filter on this, or will you always do it without filters?
I never airbrush my pictures, like change my face or do anything. If I've done posts where I've got this is me before makeup, this is me after, I really don't look like this all the time. So I try and be as honest as I possibly can.
But let's be honest, we all try and make ourselves look good. We all want to look the best angle. We do a selfie, we take it from above. You don't go from below because you'll have lots of chin.
But that's okay. But if you're going to alter your image, if you're going to make your nose smaller, if you're going to tuck your waist in...
But, you know, there's a lot of people out there, not just celebrities, that have surgery done and they're not always honest. I mean, it's the truth. And it's the same as Spank. Well, I mean, it's up to that person, isn't it, to be honest or not.
You don't think a law needs to be passed?
It doesn't have to be everything out there. If you want to do it, you can do it. Apps can be fun. You can put little cat ears on and look like a deputy. You don't, you know, it's just getting too much. I mean,
I do think there's so much
book was called Big Knickers because of, you know, wearing Spanx and pulling the tummies in.
Do you think kids don't know? Because my daughter plays around with that all the time on those apps. She knows she doesn't look like those pictures. She's aware of it. She knows her friend don't. They do it like as if they're creating something. And I wonder if there's actually something more going on. It's not just that, because that generation is more aware than anyone of what you can do.
At a certain age they are. I think there are a lot of really young children who aren't, maybe they're aware that there are filters and there are stuff like that, but I think they do look at certain influencers and people and they think this is what they actually look like. Why don't I look like that?
They're never going to make you perfect. These apps aren't there to make you perfect. They're just enhancing maybe what you've got, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I do think it's really dangerous. I think you put a lot of pressure on young people.
But there's always been pressure, Stacey, from back in the 60s. The supermodels would always insist on getting the best makeup and the best lighting. It's always been there. People always want to look their best and be photographed in the best angle.
So maybe there's somewhere and room for improvement for us if we are influential to turn around and go, okay, this has always been there. It's becoming an even worse issue now. Let's try and be honest.
I think you know, if you feel and look good and be confident, but from the inside as well, you've got to be good from the inside as well, which is important.
Absolutely true, isn't it? Because that's where the true happiness
Yes.
comes from. And as I always say, comparison is the thief of joy. So if you're scrolling through Instagram and you just see lots and lots of people and you think, I don't look like them, I don't look like them, just unfollow them. You know, and don't compare yourself. Try and find that confidence
And if you are
within.
feeling like that, also know there are places like Childline that you can call, that you can speak to, that will deal with things like body issues as well as everything else that they cover.
You're quite right. Lovely.